Hello friends, good evening. I'm Dr. Aditi Bhatnagar, a homeopathic physician, a child specialist as well as a skin specialist. So today we are going to talk about how homeopathy is a wonder science and how it can help you build your immunity so that you can actually fight against any disease, not only corona. I know these days we are all talking and discussing about corona so much, and rightly so. It is a dangerous, very dangerous illness, and yes, I have seen my friends and their families suffer, and I definitely understand how critical it has become to increase your own immunity. So yes, today we will be discussing about how homeopathy can help you in these terms. Even though I am a pediatrician, of course I am going to talk much more about children, because we all know that corona is impacting young children, and also it is dangerous for people who are above 50 years of age. Hey Neetu Vashisht, good evening, glad that you could join. Hi. So I was just talking about how we can build immunity with homeopathy. And homeopathy, the interesting part about it is that it is very safe. It's very safe. We all know, हम सब बचपन में कभी ना कभी we have gone to a homeopath, and we've all had homeopathic pills. I remember patients coming to my clinic and saying कि my child is very fond of your medicines because they are sugar pills. So yes, of course, homeopathy is a very beautiful way of treating people, even if it is elderly people or young middle-aged people or children, because it is so easy to administer. Hi Meera Chakravarti, good evening. Hi Grand Sincia, glad that you could join in. I know 8 p.m. sometimes it becomes a very difficult time to join in because it's dinner time, and because there's a lot of work from home happening these days. So yes, people are juggling their work and home hours and cooking hours as well. Hi Funny Kumari, good evening. Hi oh yes Neetu, thank you so much for this wonderful big heart, and let me tell you, it's entirely my good fortune and my pleasure to be on this forum. And I must say that Neetu, you've created such a wonderful place where we can all come and share our expertise and help each other grow. Yeah. So to talk about what exactly homeopathy is, I want to tell you a short story. In fact, it's not a story. It is like, it's a real life occurrence, how homeopathy was discovered, because a lot of answers about homeopathy lie in how homeopathy was discovered. So homeopathy was discovered by an allopathic physician. Yes, it was discovered by an allopathic physician, and his name was Samuel Hahnemann. It was discovered in the 18th century. So it's not really a very old science. It's purely it's pretty new, right? Hi Dipti Roy, glad that you could join in. So Samuel Hahnemann was an allopathic physician in Germany, and he was so disillusioned by the method of treatment, because during those times even allopathy was taking baby steps, and it was growing in terms of surgery, in terms of pathology. So a lot of experiments were being done. So he was very disillusioned. Hi Priti Agarwal. So he was very disillusioned, and he felt that only the symptoms are addressed in a superficial manner, and this is not cure. So can you beat it? He closed down his practice. He stopped practicing allopathy, absolutely. And what he did for a living was he started translating books. And while translating books from one language to another, he chanced upon translating this book called Cullen's Materia Medica. There was a very famous physician of those times. His name was William Cullen, and his book called Cullen's Materia Medica, he was Samuel Hahnemann was translating, and in that he found Cullen's experiments with Peruvian bark, that is cinchona. So it said that if somebody has malaria, and if you administer the decoction of Peruvian bark, that is called cinchona, to that person who has malaria, you will see that that person recovers from malaria, because Peruvian bark, the decoction of Peruvian bark or cinchona, has the power to create all the symptoms of malaria in a healthy human being. Can you beat it? The decoction of a bark of a tree has the power to create all the symptoms of malaria in a healthy human being when it is given to a healthy human being. So Dr. Hahnemann, he actually got the decoction and he consumed it himself, and he found that he suffered from absolutely all the symptoms of malaria, and this set him thinking. And know what? This is the first principle on which homeopathy is based, that is like cure like cures like, or in that terms, in that language, it is called similia similibus curantur in German language, because as I said, Samuel Hahnemann was a German fellow, he was a German physician. Hi Jyoti, good you joined it. You joined it at the right time when I'm talking about a very, very interesting part of homeopathy, how homeopathy grew and how it was discovered by an allopathic physician and how it was discovered, you know. So Dr. Samuel Hahnemann formulated this first law. It is called the law of similars, on which homeopathy is based, that is like cures like, or it is called similia similibus curantur. And you know, this term homeopathy, which he coined, is basically a Greek word, and in that homeos means similar. Okay, homeos means similar and pathos means suffering. So you know, similar suffering. So how it goes is that you have to choose a medicine which has the ability to create the same set of symptoms that are in the diseased person. Yeah. So let me try to explain it to you in an easier fashion. So when a person comes to us, when a patient comes to us and he says, I have these symptoms. Hi Nitin Gupta, good evening, glad that you could join in. So if a patient comes to you and that patient narrates to you a particular set of symptoms, yeah, so what a homeopath will do, I'm sure you must have noticed, they have this big fat book repertory. I mean, in earlier times we did have, in fact I have my own. It's like you know, for me it has a huge value, memory value also. Right now these days there are a lot of you know, CDs or so many programs that we can run on the computer and find out. Hi Mamta Yadav. So but during that time you will see this big fat book called repertory, and we are going to match the symptoms with the drug. So all the remedies in homeopathy which we give for any particular for any particular disease, you will see that they contain all those symptoms. So we match the symptoms of the diseased person with the symptoms of the remedy. Yeah. So now we come to a very important part of drug proving in homeopathy, because when we say symptoms of the remedy, so we definitely need to understand what do you mean by the symptoms of the remedy. So as I've just told you, that Samuel Hahnemann, who is the father of homeopathy, he consumed cinchona bark and he found malaria like symptoms. He noted it down. Yeah. So similarly, each and every medicine or each and every remedy of homeopathy is tested on healthy human beings. Hi Meera, hello. So each and every remedy that is there in homeopathy is tested on healthy human beings, so that this person is able to tell us, hi Somesh Anand, so that this person is able to tell and record what are the symptoms that he is having. And if you go through you know, the symptoms of a remedy in homeopathic repertory or in the homeopathic textbook, that is called Materia Medica, you know, you can pick up Allen's, you can pick up Kent's, or you can pick up Borica's. You will see, hi Rashmi Soni, good evening. So if you pick it up, you will see that every symptom is detailed. What are the symptoms in the head, that is what, if that person can have a headache, what type of a headache it would be, if the person will have eye symptoms, if the person is going to have throat symptoms, what are the mentals, how does the person think. In fact, there is a huge arena of psychiatry and psychology in homeopathy. If you must have noticed, homeopaths generally ask, what do you think, you know, how do you think this person is behaving, you know, does he sleep peacefully at night, or does, you know, there are some people you know, who just go and sleep, you know, they are not bothered if the door is closed or if the light is switched off or nothing, you know. But there are some people who are going to go twice or thrice to confirm if they have locked the door, isn't it? So you will see that even that is a symptom for us, because that talks about personality. For us, it's always a personality that comes through with the remedies of homeopathy. So drug proving is a very, very important part. Like in allopathy or in some other pathies, you will see drug proving is done on animals. It can be rats, it can be cows, it can be mice and everything. But here in homeopathy, it is drug proving is done on human beings. Those are healthy, so that they can record all the symptoms, and they are all recorded in this book called Materia Medica. So drug proving becomes a very, very important part of homeopathy. So now there's a very interesting question that I have been asked so often in these COVID times, that should we be taking this particular remedy in COVID? We have heard that if we take this remedy, it's going to work. It's going to be a prevention or something. Now just understand, we just came to know that how Samuel Hahnemann, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, discovered homeopathy. He has said that if there is a symptom in this person, and if you give this particular remedy, only this remedy is going to act on that person or help that person get rid of those symptoms if they have similar symptoms. So just imagine, if there is a healthy human being and you are giving that particular medicine to that healthy human being, what will happen? There will be a drug proving that will happen, isn't it? Hi Ravinder Jain. Thank you so much, Dipti, since you resonate with what I have said. Thank you so much, Ravinder, for appreciating the way I am explaining. Honestly, the whole point of this FB Live is that I can talk about homeopathy, because there are a lot of myths about homeopathy which are floating around. As I said, in Corona, it has just thrown it to a different level. I see people just walking up to a chemist and saying, okay, give me this remedy, and they are going to have it. Just imagine if they have a certain remedy and that remedy starts proving itself, in the sense, if somebody has low immunity, and even that 200 power or that 1M power, because in homeopathy there are powers 30, 200, 1M, 10M and so on. So if somebody is very weak and that person has 200 power, imagine what is happening is the drug will start proving itself. So for example, if that medicine has this ability to cure sneezing, cough and cold and all the allergic symptoms, this person, after consuming it 2 to 3 times, he will start having those symptoms. And just imagine what the family or that person will think. They will feel, oh my god, this person has cough and cold. And because they've already been having homeopathy, so what they will feel, I should immediately rush to an allopath. So just imagine, first having homeopathy, then they will have allopathy because of all this jing bang. So yes, we do have immunity builders in homeopathy, but please visit your homeopath, visit your homeopathic physician, because your homeopathic physician knows what are your tendencies, what is the power of that medicine that needs to be given. Does that medicine need to be given, or you need some other medicine? Yeah. So okay, we'll come back to this to the topic that I'm discussing once again. There's a question here by Ravinder Virdi. How best is homeopathy for anxiety? How long does it take? Okay, so I had just explained that there is a huge we have a big section of mentals in homeopathy. We call it mental symptoms. So anxiety is a part of that. And unfortunately, because of the COVID lockdown and all the all the things that are happening, so much of instability around, a lot of anxiety and depression issues have cropped up, and I have patients who do have anxiety, and we are handling it with homeopathy. So yes, we do have a lot of good medicines for anxiety as well. But as far as your second question goes, how long does it take? You have to understand that everything depends upon the intensity of the symptoms, and also how badly the person is suffering from it. How much emotional support does the person have? Yeah, is the person doing some form of exercise? What is he doing? Is he deficient in vitamin B12? Is he otherwise healthy? So there are a lot of factors that need to be considered, Ravinder. It's not very simple. Okay, bukhar aaya to usko Crocin de do. No, in homeopathy we take the person as a whole. So it's not like, okay, acidity hai ye kar lo, anxiety hai ye kar lo, because you will have anxiety symptoms that will be very particular to you. In homeopathy we treat the individual symptoms. So I'll give you an example. Yes, I do, Neetu, I do take online appointments. In fact, because of COVID, till now, I have my clinic in Galleria and I have one in Sapphire. But, people have not yet really started trickling in Galleria or Sapphire. They all want video consultations, online consultations, and I, courier the medicines, even if it is, very, very near to my clinics, even as just behind Galleria there is Ridgewood, but I do courier medicines there. And thanks to VFast and so many Dunzo apps, we do have a lot of facility for courier. So yes, that is happening. Yeah, so I was talking about the peculiarity of symptoms. I want to give an example, Ravinder, so that you're able to understand. If there are two people who have come for cough and cold, they might be from the same family. Some people will say ki, when this person starts suffering from cold, that person starts sneezing and then the nose is flowing. Okay, and then the person will say this other family member who also suffers from cough and cold, he just gets a blocked nose first and his eyes become red and then fever starts. So imagine it's cough and cold, but these two people, one is having a runny nose, one is having runny nose and all these things and sneezing, and the other one is having stuffy nose, he's having redness of eyes. So in homeopathy we are not going to give the same medicine to both of them, Ravinder. We are going to give two different medicines. Like, I'll tell you a very beautiful symptom in homeopathy. There is a medicine called Allium cepa, which is, which medicine is, this is a botanical name for onion that we have. Yeah, and there is another remedy called Euphrasia. So, in one remedy, the symptom is acrid lacrimation and bland nasal discharge. That means the watery, the watery discharge from the eyes is acrid. That means it corrodes the eyes. जलन होती है, जलती है आंखों में से पानी जब आता है, और नाक से जब पानी आता है वो ब्लैंड है, उससे कुछ नहीं होता. और जो दूसरी दवाई है, एपिस्मेल, एलियम सीपा या यूफ्रेसिया, उसमें ये है कि उसकी नाक से जो पानी आता है, आपने देखा होगा कुछ लोगों के नाकों के आसपास ना पपड़ी जम जाती है. इट्स बर्निंग एंड कोरोडिंग. सो इन द अदर रेमेडी इट इज acrid nasal discharge and bland lacrimation. So see, even the symptom is same, कि आँख से भी पानी आ रहा है, नाक से भी पानी आ रहा है, लेकिन उसकी आँख से जो पानी आ रहा है वो एक का जल रहा है, दूसरे का नहीं जल रहा है, तो हम दवाई अलग देंगे. So that's why homeopathy treats everybody individually. It is a specific case. So please try and avoid, I'm sure Neetu Vashisht, you must have also seen on your Facebook group, there are so many people who say कि अच्छा उसको, मेरे बच्चे को ड्राइनेस ऑफ स्किन हो रही थी तो मैंने नैट्रोमूर दे दी या पेट्रोलियम दे दी, आप ले लो. So please, I always request everybody, go to a homeopath, take a proper appointment, take a consultation, and then take medicine. Don't take it over the counter. It's always beneficial to go to a doctor and consult a doctor, because in homeopathy, I'll tell you generally, because I'm into skin, so there are a lot of teenage girls or boys who come to me for acne, for dandruff, and I ask them, how much water do you drink? Do you have acidity? Do you have constipation? Because it's not only acne. We are not looking at just acne, which is looking, there is something inside. So we will ask them about stomach also. We will ask them, do you have pain in your legs? Do you have a migraine? Do you have a headache? So everything is individualized. Yeah. So yes, Ridhima has asked a question. Can you please discuss type 2 diabetes, if that can be cured, since it's a lifestyle disease and allopathy is usually recommended? So Ridhima, we need to first look at the case. There is nothing like a short, immediate thing. Like I said, on Facebook we read, if there was dryness and there is this eczema, what do we have? So why is this type 2 diabetes? How did it occur? What is the progression? How much allopathic medicine are you having? And of course, as far as lifestyle goes, Ridhima, you have to understand that ultimately India talks so much about yoga. Why? Because जब हमारी नाड़ियाँ ठीक रहेंगी, हमारा प्राणायाम जो है, रिद्धिमा, जब हमारी नाड़ियाँ ठीक चलेंगी, जब हमारा लाइफस्टाइल ठीक होगा, तो ऑटोमेटिकली हमको डिजीजेस कम होंगी. We will not really fall sick. If you look at it, Indian food is one of the most balanced food. So all the illnesses that are stemming up, they are stemming up from lifestyle. या तो हम नींद पूरी नहीं ले रहे, जितनी चाहिए उतनी नहीं ले रहे, यू नो बॉडी का एक रिदम होता है, हम उसको फॉलो नहीं कर रहे, हम एक्सरसाइज नहीं कर रहे, या जो कर रहे हैं वो हमको सूट नहीं हो रही, या ज़्यादा हम कर रहे हैं, कम कर रहे हैं, हम क्या सोच रहे हैं, आवर थॉट्स अफेक्ट अस. What is it that we are giving energy to? So everything matters. Yes, diabetes type 2, not only type 2 diabetes is a lifestyle disease. There are a lot of lifestyle diseases. Acidity is a lifestyle disease. Anxiety is also a lifestyle disease. So many are there. So I will need your case history, Ridhima Jain Vish, if I have to discuss anything about it, because as I said, in homeopathy we take the entire totality of a person. It's not just one thing. Okay, so please feel free to have an online consultation, or you can come over. I am seeing patients in my Sapphire clinic also, so you can choose. Hey Pooja Agarwal, Ravinder Virdi, I must admit, a positive doc with a beautiful smile. Half the anxiety is gone from any patient. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really like the way it is explained. Hope this will help others too. The positive vibes are the first cure for any disease. Absolutely, Ravinder Virdi. It's not being a doctor that I'm positive. I feel what we need at every stage in life is to be positive, because that is what everything stems from. If you have heard of this book called The Secret by Rhonda Byron, that is what she talks about. You need to be positive. You need to focus on the thoughts that help you grow. At the same time, there is Louis Hay, who talks about so many affirmations. And Ravinder, let me also say that the base of every disease is an imbalance in a particular emotion. Yeah, so thank you so much for the compliment. I do take it seriously. For me, treating or healing people is a passion, and it helps me also feel good when my patients come and tell me that they are healthy and they are feeling better. Yes, they feel better, they feel good, I feel happy. Yeah, so that's it. Yes, Neetu Vashish, though we spoke for this workshop, but I have been your patient long back. Seriously, and you were the best. Thank you so much, Neetu. I really don't recall it. I'm so sorry. I'm bad with names and I'm bad with faces, and I really don't know. But thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to help you. Thank you so much. I mean, I'll just walk into my clinic once the corona is over, so that maybe when I see you, I recognize you. Yeah. Yes, Jyoti. Yes, ma'am. One problem have many reasons. That's true. So you know what? It's not about just having many solutions. The thing is, our body is one, and our body, you cannot separate the eye from the head. जैसे हमारा सिर दर्द करता है तो हम जाते हैं एनवी से, चलो आंखें टेस्ट कराओ. यस ज्योति, बिकॉज हमें पता है कि आँखों से भी सिर का नाता है. अगर हमें एसिडिटी हो रही है तो हमें पता है हमको स्ट्रेस है, तो स्ट्रेस तो हमें यहाँ होता है, पेट में नहीं होता है. सो you have to scan out. And the beauty of homeopathy is, as I said, if we, for example, if we take one medicine जो arsenic album, which is doing the rounds these days. So arsenic album की अगर बात लें तो see, it is a great anti-allergic. ज़ुकाम खांसी को भी ठीक करता है वो. इट गिव्स यू बर्निंग पेन्स ऑल्सो. आपके पेट को भी ठीक करता है. अगर आपको फूड पॉइजनिंग हुई है या हमने कहीं गंदा खाना खा लिया है, गलत नहीं सूट होता है, उसके लिए भी वो काम करता है. एंड इंटरेस्टिंगली इट ऑल्सो हेल्प्स इन दिस मेंटल सिम्टम दैट द पेशेंट फील्स that person is going to die. या सो आर्सेनिक एल्बम लेने से पहले ज़रा सोचिएगा कि उसके मेंटल पर्टिकुलर्स हैं कि दैट पेशेंट बिकम्स वेरी वेरी रेस्टलेस. वो घूमता रहेगा. ही विल कीप ऑन वॉकिंग. ही फील दैट इफ ही इज़ नॉट टेकन टू द डॉक्टर इमीडिएटली he might just die. He would want to immediately go to the doctor, consult the doctor, because he feels that something is very wrong with him. So you see, arsenic album is one medicine, but it has respiratory system, respiratory issues. It also has head symptoms. It is a very good remedy for sinusitis also. It is a very good remedy for stomach also. It is also a remedy for mentals, where we talk about mental restlessness and physical restlessness, feeling that you are going to die and everything is going to just finish off. So yes, we have to understand that homeopathy treats you in totality, and every symptom is somewhere linked to the other symptom also. Yeah. Moving ahead, Funny Kumari, how best is it in curing eczema? How long will the course go like? Okay, so funny, this is a very beautiful question, because I think being into skin, I have seen all types of eczema, and I have seen eczema getting better even in 1 week, but I've also seen eczema take 2 to 3 years to completely go off. And you'll be surprised, there are a lot of allopaths also, and especially in Gurgaon, because I've been practicing here since 2019. I've been practicing here. Yes, it's been 2011. I've been practicing in Gurgaon since 2011, and I've seen that a lot of allopaths, a lot of dermatologists, in fact, they will say, okay, if you have eczema, आप ये तो दवाई लेते रहो, but also consult a homeopath. In fact, even for moles, for corns, they will say. So yes, homeopathy is one master stroke if you are looking at curing eczema. At the same time, your second question, how long will the course go like? It all depends upon how your immunity is placed. Yeah, so if you have a strong immunity, you'll get the result faster. If your immunity is low, then of course with homeopathy I'll need to first build up immunity, and then it will the cure will happen faster. Okay. Hi Seep Marotra, good evening. How are you? I hope I think you've just joined a little late, but glad you could join. Yeah. So Jyoti Patewar, yes, any option about low carb or keto diet, hair fall remedy for pitta type people? Okay Jyoti, so the thing is, we are discussing homeopathy here. We are not really discussing about a low carb or a keto diet. But you've talked about hair fall remedy for pitta type person. So Ayurveda talks about Vata Pitta Kapha. So I am not going to talk about Vata Pitta Kapha because I am not an Ayurveda specialist. But yes, as far as hair fall and homeopathy are concerned, homeopathy works wonders when we are talking about alopecia areata also. We are talking about dandruff, we are talking about hair fall, we are talking about frizziness in hair. So first and foremost, if you are into dieting or if you are embracing any particular diet, please understand that for the body, hair, skin and nail are of cosmetic value. First and foremost, your body is going to conserve the vital functions of the body. Yeah, and whichever diet you are following, Jyoti Patewar, you have to understand that you need to fulfill the body's needs of macro and micronutrients. So yes, vitamins, proteins, vitamin C, B12, D3, calcium, selenium, zinc, all of them are very important. So whatever diet you are doing, if you are having hair fall, that means there is something lacking in the diet, or you are not having the recommended supplements. So look at that very carefully, and I'm sure your answer lies in what you eat. That is what you consume either through food or through supplements. Yeah, Jyoti? Hi Rashi Tyagi, ma'am, what are the timings for the Sapphire Clinic? So Rashi, what I'm doing is because of COVID, there are a lot of people who do not want to come physically. They are taking online consultations. So my number where you can take your appointment is 9999-631-247. I'll repeat it again, 9999-631-247. And Rashi, I consult in the morning and in the evening, but it's only on appointment because, as I said, a lot of people just do a video consultation and then they either send their drivers or they ask me to courier. So I go to the clinic at my own time and I prepare the couriers and I come back. So if you can, look up on 9999-631-247, and my receptionist Shalu will, give you the appropriate time. Okay. Hey Suruchi, good evening. Hi Renu. Renu, so nice that you could take out time to watch me. Yes, Ravinder, you should join me on stage. You are a good motivational speaker too. Thank you so much. Moka dijiye. Yeah. Swati Shubham, please share your online consultation details. So, okay, online consultation is a consultation, Swati, be it online or offline, and I really have a detailed consultation, especially when it is the first consultation, because I need to know a lot of things about the patient and the malady. So my consultation fees is 1,000 rupees, and if you wish to take homeopathic medicine from me, it is 500 rupees per week medicine. So if you want to take 1 week medicine with consultation, it becomes 1,000 plus 500, that is 1500. There are some people who take 4 weeks medicine at a go, so it is 1000 plus 2000 rupees medicine, so it becomes 3000. Yeah, Swati, I hope that satisfies your query. Hi Arpita Mehta, good evening. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Yes, we are meeting for the second time online. But I think that's one beauty that I've started appreciating. Otherwise, I was an absolute, I call it in क्या कहते हैं, मीडिया से पैदल और कंप्यूटर से पैदल. मुझे ये बातें समझ ही नहीं आती थी कि हाउ टू हैंडल इंटरनेट एंड हाउ टू गो अबाउट इट. आई वॉज अ वेरी media was something of a very scary thing for me. But in these days, I think thanks to COVID has taught me to be more camera friendly, to be more media friendly, and appreciate people taking out time and attending my FB lives, be it for homeopathy or be it for my Guru Seva that I do on all Thursdays. It's really heartening to see people take out time and ask questions. At the same time, it also gives me an opportunity to heal people, be it through homeopathy or be it through my energy healing methods. So yes, Arpita, good to see you second time today. Yes, okay, Neetu was replying to Ravinder. Fine. Thank you so much, Neetu, for replying on my behalf for me. Yes, I am into a lot of things, and it's not about I am into a lot of things. I believe, Neetu, that everybody is into a lot of things. See, we cannot characterize a person as just being a mother or a wife or a daughter. So there are so many angles to it. So similarly, I'm sure, Neetu, you would have your own interest. Some people have this passion for dancing, some people for singing, some people for energy healing, and some people for trekking. These are all parts of you. So I think, Neetu, the only thing probably with me is because I'm into energy healing also, and I'm into homeopathy also, so it looks that I'm into a lot of things, but I think we are all made up of tiny fragments, and all these fragments sort of come together to make you, right? So yes, like everybody else, I am also into a lot of things. I am a mother, I am a daughter, I am a homeopath, and I enjoy doing a lot of other things. And this COVID times has given me time to indulge into cooking also. So though I've never considered myself to be a good cook, but yes, I can say that now I have at least become a decent cook. देखिए, मैंने कलाकंद भी बनाना सीख लिया है. तो we are literally digressing from what we started with homeopathy, but it's so nice to have a conversation, online conversation. Yes, Harleen Bhatia, I do consult online, and thanks to COVID, I am doing a lot of online consultations, video consultations. So you can definitely call up on 9999-631-247 and book your online consultation with me. Yes, Jyoti, homeopathic doctor from Mysore, has started millet eating movement, calling it as Sri Dhanya. Do you think moving to old grains with homeopathy will make us holistically healthy? See, Jyoti, as far as including millets or grains in our diet, so we were always doing, in South there was so much of ragi, yeah, and in North India there was jaw, and in Maharashtra, if you go, there is a lot of jawar and bajri, and trust me, they have a lot of nutritional value. So the problem that has happened, Jyoti, is that हम लोग एक चीज़ को पूरा निकाल देते हैं, and we totally get into a different thing. So let us not be so biased कि okay, I'll give up wheat and I'll embrace this, or I will give up ragi and I will embrace this. No. Let us, there is a very beautiful dish in Maharashtra that is called thali peet, which is made up of 5 to 7 grains. So they have this thali peet, and it's a very yummy roti. वही grains का है, millets का है. So yes, you can also, you can sort of do it. Okay, today I'm having roti, tomorrow I'm having this, then I'll have barley, sattu, इतनी सारी चीज़ें हैं. तो don't get into one thing until and unless you are allergic to something. Like there are some people who are gluten, they want to eat gluten free because they are allergic to it, or there are some people who are allergic to milk. Only then we will say leave it, or some people become vegan. So it's always a choice. But also, if you aren't allergic, what I feel or I embrace is, if you are not allergic to something, you need to look into what you are eating and at what time you are eating. It's extremely important to have millets, to have grains, to have these, chia seeds, have jowar, have ragi, everything. So, you can choose your dishes, you can, move your diet around it so that you have a completely balanced diet. Okay, but yes, if you are allergic to something, definitely you have to remove it out of your, system. Yes, Funny Kumari, thank you very much. Well explained. Thank you so much for the compliment. It's always gratifying to know that I could reach you. Jyoti, thank you so much. Rashi, 9999631247. I hope this is the correct number. Yes, Rashi Tyagi, this is the right number. Yeah, thanks a lot. Absolutely, we'll meet soon, Rashi. Swati Kota, hi doctor, this could be an off topic, but my concern is, do homeopathic doctors reuse the plastic containers that they give medicines in, those small containers in which sugar tablets are added along with, just one second, along with the liquid? I hope you don't get offended. Absolutely not. In fact, you know what, Swati, I was going to come to this about the plastic containers also, and also if there are steroids in homeopathy. So I'm so happy and glad that you brought this up. It's always nice when a question comes from the person in front, and it's really nice. It helps me have a conversation. It helps me understand how much homeopathy has spread, because it is spectacularly popular. Homeopathy is spectacularly popular in US, in Europe. In fact, even the UK royalty embraces homeopathy like anything. So many industrialists in India have promoted homeopathy even in Corona, and apart from that also they really give a lot of donations for setting up homeopathy clinics. So yes, coming to your question, Swati Kota, as a rule, I don't know about others, but I try and give my homeopathy medicines in glass bottles. So we do have glass bottles, but the problem that has happened or that happens is that because glass bottles are a little expensive, so the pharmacist does not want to get it in bulk. And for getting it in bulk, earlier there was Purani Delhi, and now I think government has done something and वो पूरी खारी बावली को हटा के उन्होंने कहीं और कर दिया. So it's become literally impossible. So I am at the mercy of these pharmacists. So there are a lot of people like me who used to give or who love giving homeopathic pills in glass bottles, because that liquid which is based in alcohol, homeopathic medicines have a base in alcohol, that doesn't corrode the glass. But now of course I'm forced to give in plastic bottles because glass bottles aren't really available. And so I just give the plastic bottle to the person and I ask them, once it's finished, please throw it away. So I do not reuse it. There might be people who would be reusing it, but that's wrong. If you meet somebody and if you are taking medicine from somebody like this, even if it's a charitable, please tell them that we can fold it and make doses in paper. Swati, when we were in college, हम लोग को पुड़िया बनानी सिखाई जाती थी, because there's a particular way where you make a dose. So you can do one thing, you can take a glass container from home and you can tell them to put that 1 week or 2 weeks medicine in that glass container. Do not reuse that plastic container, please. Yeah, okay, now coming to the second thing that I was going to explain later, but now because of this I am just reminded of about steroids in homeopathy. So please understand that if I want to add steroid, or if any homeopath wants to add steroid in the medicines, they'll have to buy a steroid, make it into a liquid, store it in a bottle in such a way that the patient coming or the client coming does not know it is a steroid, and then put it. You must have seen how homeopaths put the medicine, the drops of medicine in the pills. So itna mehnat karna padta hai. Iski bajaye, I think the best thing is to read homeopathy, to go back to the books, to look up repertory or to look up the net and find the right remedy and help your patient get well. So the question that we come to is, if we feel that there might be steroid, how do we know? So there are a lot of laboratories. Please understand that sugar is a natural steroid, and homeopathic medicines or those pills that you get, they are all made up of sugar of milk. And there are some people who also dispense, if it's a little baby, we give it in a powder form, that is the sugar of milk powder. So you can take one bottle from your doctor which does not contain the liquid, that is the non-medicated pills. So take a bottle of non-medicated pills and take the bottle of the medicated pills that you have taken as prescription, and you can give it to the laboratory. So there will come more, because the sugar pills are the common factor. So then if there is steroid, so then of course you will see a spike, and if there isn't, then it is not there. But trust me, if anybody wants to add steroid, they will have to, as I said, go buy steroid and make the liquid and then medicate. Okay. Yes, Neetu, she talks in detail in consultancy, go in deep in finding out where it is started. Yes, absolutely, Neetu. That's the whole point about homeopathy. We have to go into detail, and I definitely want to say that there are some diseases, like I had this child, I think 4 or 5 year old, and this child had eczema, and it was so extensive. And when I was talking about the past history, and what came out was that the mother had eczema during the pregnancy, and that was the symptom, that I caught, and I gave medicine, and that child was relieved from eczema. So yes, we need to talk in detail. We need to understand how it started and what it is, because when I do a consultation, it is never only for homeopathic medicines. It is, what do you eat, what is your lifestyle like, how do you nourish yourself. So it's an entire consultation, because as I said, we are made up of so many things. It's not only the medicine that is going to work. Medicine is just one part of it. Your lifestyle, what do you eat, how do you think, your working pattern, your stress taking ability, everything matters. So everything needs to be you can say looked into, and if needed, fine tuned. So yes, thank you so much, Neetu, for helping me out. Ravinder Vedi says, why homeopathy is not considered as the first choice when someone don't feel good or not feel well. They always go try to find MBBS doctors. Is that people not aware much about it, or it takes long to cure than others? Okay, Ravinder, let's understand one thing, that homeopathy is a very young science. Though the mention of similibus curenter, or the law of similars, was also mentioned by Hippocrates, or Paracelsus, but still it took Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, and we had to come to 18th century to really discover and understand in totality what homeopathy is. And we are still discovering a lot of medicines in homeopathy. In fact, you will be happy to know that while the world is looking at a vaccine, or they are looking for vaccines for corona, homeopathy has developed a nosode for corona. And yes, it is undergoing trials in Mumbai and some research places of homeopathy. So yes, homeopathy is gaining popularity. Now of course, let us understand that when we are talking about surgery, something needs surgery, or if there is a deep gash and we need stitching, of course homeopathy can't help. So what you need to understand, Ravinder, is that we need to embrace the beauty of each and every pathy. Every pathy will have something nice. Every pathy is going to give you something that the other one is not going to give. So please take what good is being offered by one pathy and also mix it with the other pathy. So there are some people, for example, I'll tell you that they come with warts and moles, and they have these huge warts on the face. So even if you say, oh God, nobody thinks about looks, it's not so. People are very sensitive. Cosmetic value matters. So after some time, if I understand that it is really bringing down the self-confidence of that person, so then I also tell them, okay, if you wish, you can get it removed by laser or by whatever method from an allopathic dermatologist, and continue to take homeopathy. Because the thing is that with homeopathy, it will stop reoccurrence of the wart or the mole. So everything has to be, it has to be very interlinked and intertwined. Yeah. So for me, or for so many families that I have as my patients, homeopathy is the first line of treatment. Whenever they have a cough and cold, or if they have an oral ulcer, or if they are having aches and pains, they'll take homeopathy. And if they do not get as much relief as they desire, then they go in for allopathy, and that's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. We all coexist, Ravinder. Yes, Arpita. Yes, thanks to COVID that we got chance to see you again and again and to learn new things from you. You truly are an inspiration, man. Thank you so much, Arpita. Thank you for making my day. You know, thank you so much. Chavi Poddar Lat. Hi, good evening, Chavi. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you are well. Do you have a special wellness package? What is the discount for Wandering Mind Group? So, Ravinder Virdi, I do not have any wellness package because honestly there is nothing like, I don't have a spa or something where I have a wellness package. But yes, what I definitely do is I treat patients when they come to me, and I try and give them what they need, what I feel would help them get well. So and because when I give my 100%, I believe in a perfect energy exchange. So there's nothing like a discount. When I don't discount my advice, my consultation, my time, my love, my good intention for my patients, why do my patients want to ask for a discount? Yeah. So I believe in giving 100% and receiving 100%. Yeah. It's time to collaborate with Genius. Oh, yeah, thank you so much. Great. So there's one more thing that I want to talk about homeopathy, and that is what constitutes cure in homeopathy. There are a lot of people who have asked कि कितना time लगेगा ठीक होने में. But what I want to explain to everybody is ठीक कैसे होंगे. Homeopathy ठीक कैसे करता है. How do we get well? What is the physiology of cure of homeopathy? So here we can take an example of an asthma patient. So for example, if there is an asthma patient who gets an asthma attack every month, so once in 30 days, and if it's a full-blown asthma attack, it can take anything from 10 to 12 days. Okay, and the person is really coughing, or there is so much of phlegm, there is breathlessness, there is tiredness, there is lethargy, because of course there's lack of oxygen in the body. Yeah, so when such a patient comes to you and a homeopath gives that patient some medicine, so how do we understand if that patient is getting cured or not? There is no magical wand, there is no jadoo ka danda that a homeopath is going to do, and lo and behold everything is going to go away. So in homeopathy, when you are looking at cure, you are looking at the duration of the healthy period, or we call it asymptomatic phase. दो asthma attacks के बीच का time, जैसे पहले it was 30 days, you will see that this duration of health increases from 30 days to maybe 40 days. At the same time, you will see that if that attack used to stay for 10 to 12 days, you will see that now that time of the attack has reduced from 10 to 12 days to probably 8 days. Yeah, and also the intensity of breathlessness or the amount of phlegm that was there earlier, that will decrease. The distress of the person will decrease. And so, hey Simran Kaur, good evening. So the duration in between the two attacks is going to increase, the intensity of the attack is going to decrease, and also what you might find if it's an asthma patient or if it's any other patient, you will see that the person feels healthy. And that person wishes to eat a good, good food. There is good appetite, mizaj bhi acha rehta hai, and that person says, yes, I am feeling good, I am feeling better. So that's the physiology of cure that happens in homeopathy. Now let us come to something called as biocombinations. So a lot of time people ask me, how do we prevent? So we know that our plasma or our blood has iron, potassium, phosphorus, so many minerals we have in our system, in our plasma, in our blood. Yes, one last question. Will homeopathy help us get us smile and confidence is yours? I think so. I think we all are confident in our own selves, and I think we all have beautiful smiles. And if we are true to ourselves and if we are true to others, then I think every smile is very beautiful. And everybody gains confidence once they know what they are doing is perfectly aligned to the purpose of their lives, Ravinda. Yeah. So thank you so much. Thanks for all your questions. I enjoyed answering them. Yeah, Rashmi Soni, such an enriching session. Thank you so much, Rashmi. That's exactly what Neetu had envisioned, that this session has to be enriching on all levels. And you are saying this makes me feel very happy that yes, we are doing the right thing here. Okay, so we were talking about the minerals and like phosphorus or salt. So much, all of them are present in our body. So there is something called as the 12 tissue remedies, or which we call biocombinations also. I don't know if you must have experienced, or your homeopaths must have prescribed for you biocom number 1 or biocom number 10, biocom number 25. So there are a lot of biocombinations. Now what are these? I am absolutely in love with these biocombinations, because I feel that these biocombinations are sort of immunity builders for your body. Now what do they do? Now these are made up of the 12 tissue components that are present in your system. And when so for example, if you're talking about the respiratory system, so there is a certain balance of sodium, potassium, phosphorus, magnesium and manganese and all these minerals around the membranes in our respiratory system. If the balance is proper, we say our immunity is good and we are not prone to cough, cold or any allergic reaction. But the moment this balance goes here and there, whenever there is an imbalance, we will suffer from some or the other allergy symptom. So I really go all out in prescribing biocombinations. So like biocombination 1 is for anemia, biocombination number 5 is for cough and cold. So in these COVID times, I have prescribed biocombination 5 for people who have this tendency for cough and cold and your respiratory system needs strength or immunity building. So you can pick up biocombination number 5 and you can start having it. Also, if you are prone to skin diseases, this biocombination number 20, which you can have, and these are safe medicines. These can be taken over the counter, because as I said, these have components, or these have minerals which are there already present in your plasma, in your blood, and they will help you maintain the mineral level in your body, and that's why your immunity will grow better. So please do indulge in biocombinations, rather than asking anybody, please tell me what homeopathy should I be having for either eczema or cough and cold or any other ailment. Now another very important factor that I want to share with you is what do we do during COVID times? This has been one of the most prevalent questions that I have been asked, and I'm so happy that no one in my today's live has asked this question, because generally every time I do a live on homeopathy, people are asking me, what do I do for COVID? What does homeopathy have to offer? So the first and foremost is, you will have your own tendencies. You may not necessarily have a weak respiratory system. Maybe you might have a weak gastric system, right? So please go and consult your physician. Ask your physician to prepare your immunity builder. Very relevant to you. So please go and consult a physician for your own immunity builder medicine for COVID, right? And the second thing that you can do is you can take biocombination 1, which is for anemia. You can take biocombination 5, which is to keep your respiratory system strong, and also biocombination 28, which is tonic. You will see tonic written on it. So these are very general remedies which help in keeping your immunity very, very strong. At the same time, there is a wonder vitamin, which I call it, and that is vitamin C. So please have a lot of vitamin C. See, nature will always give what is relevant to you in that season. संतरा, मौसम्बी, कीनू, नींबू, ये सब हमको मिलता है, ये बारहमासी है, something or the other loaded with vitamin C is always there, like in summers we also have mangoes, pineapple is also there is kiwi. But if we just want to go to the basics, nibu, lemon is always there. So having a vitamin C rich diet is very, very important. It really helps in keeping away a lot of allergies, especially if we are looking at curing respiratory ailments. Vitamin C is a vital component. So please do consume vitamin C. In case you are allergic to vitamin C, you can have Selene or Lim C. There are a lot capsules and tablets which come. So I've always said, either you need to fulfill your body's needs by consuming it in your diet, in your food, or if you say no, I can't have it, then of course medicines are always there. So yes, the wonder vitamin C is the need of the hour. Please do consume it. At the same time, because we are all indoors, we aren't really taking in the sun. See, the entire summers has gone and we haven't gone out. Look at the children. Of course, I mean, I understand there are so many people who just go from home to office and they are in the office, and then again from those lights back to home lights. So yes, there is a deficiency of vitamin D as well, because if lack of vitamin D will also cause lack in immunity. Of course, there are other things also, like it will not you will not have the adequate calcium absorption as well, but still, okay. So please do consume vitamin D. Do ask your doctor. It's okay. I mean, if you cannot go out, you do not want to go out and get a blood test done, fine. You will know, your physician, your family physician will know how long it has been that you haven't had vitamin D3 and how much you should be having, or your body symptoms will also say. Similarly, another very vital vitamin is vitamin B12. So please do look into these vitamins, and I'm sure you will be able to build your immunity. Once more, I want to, before closing the session, before winding up, I would like to insist, please do not take over-the-counter homeopathy drugs. Please visit your homeopath. It can be online, it can be in person. Please talk to your homeopath about your own, idiosyncrasies, all your tendencies that you have, and get that magical formula which is going to be an immunity builder for you during this COVID times and also generally. Okay, so with this, I hope you have enjoyed the session. I hope this has been an enriching session. Of course, some of you have written, and I gladly accept that, and I feel very happy about it. But if there's any question or any query, please feel free to reach out to me on 9999631247. Yes, I do take online consultations. I do take video consultations. So I think we can wind it up for now. Thank you so much, Neetu Vashisht, for giving me this opportunity. This is a wonderful forum. Please continue to do the great work that you have been doing. I have been seeing so many lives happening on this page, and they are all, as they say, super se bhi upar, and reaching to everybody, and you are catering to so many people. So hats off to your energy. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Simran Kaur. Thank you so much. I hope you've benefited from it. Thank you, Ravinder. Thank you, Neetu. Bye-bye. Good night, and have a great week ahead. Bye. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, I'm sure many will benefit, and in fact, the best part about FB Live is that it's going to be there on the group, so it's not necessary that if people have not attended the session, they wouldn't get the knowledge. And what we are talking about is so general that everybody is going to benefit from it. Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.